Hi, we'd like to welcome you to our farm today. We got lots planned out to see. This farm has been in our family since 1812, so this is over 200 years old. The same family operating it. I'm actually the 7th generation to work on this farm. You're our first virtual farm tour, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully we educate you on a few things today. A farm is a place where crops or animals are raised, or you might hear ranches being where animals are raised for meat. We don't really use that term too much here in the South, but in the West they use it a lot. We're going to see some cattle, goats, horses, and chickens today, and maybe a little bit of the equipment, and show you just part of the farm. So come on in and we'll show you what we have. Alright, so we're out here on the farm looking through the cattle, and I know we have a couple of new calves born, so we need to give them catch them and check on them and make sure they're doing okay. We want to give them a form of identification. So I have a tag to go in one of them's ear here, and she's going to be number 24. So now we're driving around looking to find the new calves. A lot of times a cow will keep her calf away from the herd once it's born for a day or two, just to protect it. And of course, you know how babies like to sleep a lot, so we're gonna look toward the edge of the cattle here. Oh, I think we see her up here. Let's drive by, take a look at her.
Did you see me? Did you see me?
That's my helper there talking to us. Alright, so that looks like a new one. She was born yesterday. Now I'm going to go up and I'm going to give her a nice ear ring after I check on her and make sure she's doing okay. And we'll come back to you in just a minute. As you can see, got a little messy trying to catch her. Mama decided to go to the bathroom when the calf ran under her, but we got the tag in the calf's ear. The calf is doing okay. We're going to let her go back to Mama. And we just want to watch them for a minute, make sure everybody's doing well. Mama's going to check her out. You don't ever want to rush them too much, but we do want to get a tag in their ear early so we don't have to worry about who's who. Some people do them in the barns. We try to do them when they're young because it's a little easier to catch them. But yeah, they're doing fine. And we've got the rest of the herd to come see how the baby was doing and say hi to us. As we go back to the truck, we're going to go look for the herd bull, make sure he's doing okay. And I want to show you, he has a different form of identification called a freeze brand. Now we don't do that on our farm, but he was bought somewhere else. You see the cows have tags. Some of them are older and they rip their tags out. Freeze brands, they can't rip out. So when we find him, we'll show you here in just a minute. We're looking through here, looking for the bull we were telling you about. We have one bull with this herd of cattle. We're gonna see if we can find his identification marking on him. This is him right up here on the other side of that cow. Say hello to Mr. Bull. We call him Hoss. As you can tell, he's awful big. His isn't super easy to see, but if you look on top of his rump there, he does have what we call a freeze brand. That's why the skin is kind of risen, but with a freeze brand, their hair will grow back, unlike the iron brand you see in the old Western movies. Again, that's just another form of identification. As you can tell, he's fine. That happened to him a long time ago. He does have a tag in his ear. You just can't see it because he's so big, and it is a smaller tag, but we'll see if we can look at something else, some other animals here in just a minute. So cattle are what we call herbivores, which means, you probably learned it in school, but they only eat plants. So as we see here, they're eating on this big round bale. You can see round hay bales, you can see square hay bales. We use both here. We use a tractor to carry and place those out in the field. The hay bales made up sometimes of mixed grass, so just kind of whatever's in the field. Some people plant specific types of grass to be used for hay to make it better quality and more nutritious. We do have some bull calves here eating on the hay. Bulls are what we call a male cow, and then the girl cows, the younger ones are what we call heifers, and the older ones are actually cows. Cattle is the term for all of them. Did you know that cattle had 4 compartments in their stomachs? Somebody may have told you they had 4 stomachs, but actually have 4 compartments, which help them break down their food more easily. They do a thing what we call chewing their cud. They'll actually eat a bunch like you see him doing there, and put it all down his mouth without chewing it up too much, and then he really will spit it back up, and you'll see him out there just chewing on it later. A lot of animals we on the farm will do that as well. We use cows for 2 things. We use cows for their milk and also the beef. Those are 2 separate types of cows though. We don't have any dairy cows here to show you, but dairy cows where we get our milk, our yogurt, our ice cream, all those dairy products you can think of, cheese and everything else. At times, for different reasons, we have to bottle feed a calf because the mother didn't have enough milk, or sometimes you lose the cow. Sometimes the cow just doesn't want the calf. It's a instinct that sometimes they don't have, or they get confused and for different reasons don't think it's their calf. But Ella here has a bottled calf that she was willing to share with us today. I'm not sure the situation with this calf. We actually got her from another farm, but you'll notice she will not have any horns because she is what we call polled, which means they're in their genetics and their breeding. They will not never have horns. Some cows can still have horns, but a lot of breeds will never have horns anymore. We do call our young cows calves. Ella, why don't you tell us what your calf's name is there?
Her name is Buffy.
How old's Buffy?
She's about 7 weeks old.
About 7 weeks. Does she call you mama yet?
Close to it.
She just moves for you. She sure loves that bottle. How many times do you feed her a day?
Twice a day, 2 full bottles.
Twice a day, 2 full bottles, and of course that's got all the substance of all the nutrition that the cow's milk would have as well. But she definitely gets enough food, and she'll transition to grain, which is a mixture of seeds, and she'll eat hay and grass as she gets older, and she'll go out in the herd and be raised up that way. And of course, after she gets done with her bottle, she likes to think she's getting more, so she'll grab your fingers. It's a funny feeling if you ever get that chance, but Ella likes to play with her calf sometimes after they're done eating, keep her active, get her exercise in. I don't know who's exercising who though. Now we're coming to see the horses, and they're coming to see us apparently. This is Mr. Shooter here. He is what we call a Tennessee walking horse.
Look at it.
There's a couple of the other horses coming around.
Look at it, yeah. Pony. It's a pony. It's a pony.
This horse here is a spotted walking horse, mixture between a spotted horse and a walking horse. So a female horse is what, Ella? What do we call a female horse?
Mare.
They are mares. What's the boy called? Do you know?
Stallion.
Yeah, the boys are stallions. Horses are herbivores as well, like the cattle are. That means they only eat grass, and they will eat things pretty low to the ground. That's why we have to keep them some hay out here. You can tell there's not a whole lot of grass out in the field where they are. The fastest speed of a horse ever recorded was 55 miles an hour. Horses can get up and fly when they want to. They like to play around and run a lot. You see them running in the fields. I got two more way over there. There's a black one in the back. I don't know if you can see Baby back there. That's his name. Horses actually have the biggest eyes of any mammal on land. Of course, the whale is a lot bigger, but out of all the land mammals, horses' eyes are the biggest.
They can also sleep while standing up and laying down, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, you ever tried to sleep stand up yourself, Ella?
No. but
Not on,
I would say that would probably be unsuccessful.
not on purpose, at least.
Yeah.
Looking at some of our equipment, that's a hay ring up there. It's where you put the hay bale form inside. It's about time to get them another one over here, but horses take a lot. This is Mr. Lobo. He wants to know what we're doing in his field. Horses can be your best friend. Of course, originally we used them for transportation. Nowadays, they're more used for pleasure purposes, whereas people don't have to, we have cars. We don't have to rely on a horse. Horses were also used to work on the farm. Used to help move equipment, help plow the gardens, tear it up so you could plant the gardens, and they did a lot of the work. You might hear mules were used as well. Here's our other two coming up to see us. We'll say hi to Vashi is her name. And this horse is Baby. Baby is another walking horse. Horses can live up to almost 30 years. Our oldest one out here is probably about 14 years old. All right, now we're fixing to come see our chickens here. I'm sure some of y'all have seen chickens. I let, Sammy was the one with the chicken knowledge, and she's the one who enjoys them more than I do. So we'll let her talk more about them to you. I don't know if she's catching one for us. Who do you have here?
So this is Stella. She is a layer chicken, so she lays eggs. She's a female, so she's a hen. A baby chicken is called a chick, and a male is a rooster. So if they're 16 weeks and older, and it's a female, it's a hen. Now if you look closely, you can see this above her head. That's called a comb. And it's called a comb because it looks like a comb that you would use for your hair. And then below, right here, is a wattle. And some chickens are bigger and some are smaller, and roosters typically have very large combs and wattles. But this is filled with blood, and it helps the chicken regulate their body temperature, like sweat does for us, but chickens don't sweat, so they have the blood. Now, if you look down by their tail feathers, you'll see this little thing that sticks out. That's their gland, and that's what keeps them waterproof. So when it rains, they don't get wet. The rain just goes right off of them.
What do chickens like to eat?
So chickens will eat pretty much anything. They're omnivores, which means they eat both weed, grass, vegetables, and they also eat meat. Now, they eat bugs, they eat flowers, they'll eat just about anything, but also they eat pebbles and rocks, which goes into their stomach and helps them digest their food.
That's very interesting. Why don't you go see what you can find for us in their house over there?
Okay, so right here I got some eggs that I collected from the chickens, and as you can see, they're all different colors and sizes and shapes. Now you have chickens for two reasons. You have broilers, which are meat chickens, and then you have layers, which are these right here, which they lay the table eggs that you saw right here.
How do we know which one's laid which color?
So if you look at a chicken's earlobe, you can see what color the earlobe is, and depending on the color is what color the egg they'll lay. So if they have brown earlobes, they're going to have brown eggs. If they have white earlobes, they're going to have white eggs. So it takes a chicken 25 hours to produce one egg.
So how many eggs can they produce in a year?
Roughly 365. But it does take, of course, 25 hours, and there's only 24 hours in the day. So that's one extra hour. They also need 14 to 16 hours of sunlight to produce an egg. If they don't get a lot of sunlight, then they won't be able to produce enough eggs.
All right, let's thank Sammy for talking to us about our chickens, and we'll move on to another animal. And that is how you hypnotize a chicken. Here's some of the different equipment we have on the farm. One of our big tractors actually clearing up a burn pile we have. Here we have another one of our tractors hard at work. Parker here is working the ground up so that we can plant a pumpkin patch over here here in another couple of weeks. There's all sorts of equipment needed on the farm. We got smaller tractors, and as you saw a minute ago, we have larger tractors as well. Now we bring you to the goats. We'll get out and take a look at them here in a minute. We're walking them, or driving them, toward the pen at the moment. They know it's time to head back, and goats are what we call browsers. Cattle are what we call grazers. Cattle will stay in one spot and eat all day long. The goats will take a bite and then move on, and take a bite and move on. They do like to stay together. They don't like to be by themselves, but they will travel a couple of miles in one day if they're able to, if they have the room. And goats can about get out of any fence you have them in. The goats, males and females, can have horns. So just because it has horns doesn't make it a boy or a girl. The male goats are what we call bucks, or billies, you may hear people say. The girls are does, or you might hear somebody call them a nanny. And if you've ever seen a young goat, a baby, they're called kids. And they were actually called kids before people were called kids a long time ago. So we were talking about the goat kids, and here on the farm we have quite a few goat kids right now. We have 18 at the moment. We're keeping them in the pen so that when the mamas go out for they can come back and forth and see them, but the babies stay protected. Because the goats move so much during the day, sometimes the babies get left places, and then you spend your day looking for them. So Goats are very fun. We do have a few on a bottle here because goats on average have twins. I've had one have up to 4. I mean, sometimes they have triplets, sometimes they have just one, but they sometimes don't have enough milk to raise more than one, but they will mother them, so it's good to help supplement a little bit by giving them a bottle in the morning and the evening. If you'll notice, it's dinner time, so they're all eating. Their barn is an old house on the farm. They definitely enjoy it, playing in it and everything. Just like cattle, goats have 4 compartments in their stomach as well and do chew their cud. There's one of our bucks right there. And the other one is behind him there. We have 2 bucks with the herd. Goats are very playful creatures. And they do sound like little kids screaming, and most of the time they're just trying to locate each other. There's nothing wrong. One's been left and they feel that they need to let you know where they are. People will put donkeys sometimes with goats to protect them, to keep the predators off. We use goat dogs. There's another little guy over here. We'll go take a look at him. He's already trying to eat the grass there. Been watching his mama. He's a pretty little guy. Goats eat grain just like the cattle do and the horses. And the mothers will teach their babies to eat grain. You better watch out, they'll run you over for the grain. And goats will butt each other as playing. Sometimes they're being mean, sometimes they're trying to tell you who's boss. So you always got to watch out when you got the goat around you. They love to climb. They are climbers. They need to have something to climb on so that they don't get too bored. Thank y'all for visiting us on our virtual farm tour. Have Grandma here who knows a lot about farming throughout the years, from milking cows to everything we showed you today. Grandma, how many hours does a farmer work in a day?
Quite a few. We have early mornings, probably at 5, work till after sundown, so it's a long, long day.
And you never know what you're getting into. You can have things planned, and farming's very important for our food and all our clothing. Again, we thank you for visiting. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.